Hi everyone, and this is the final topic, the final key area for Unit 2 Physiology and Health, which explores the role obesity has to play in some of those cardiovascular diseases and some of the things that we've discussed in previous topics. Okay. So we know obesity is a major risk factor for those cardiovascular diseases and for type 2 diabetes. But what actually is the as a health condition? Well, it's defined by having excess body fat in relation to the lean body tissues such as the muscle. So it may go on to impair health. Okay. One of the ways that we can measure or get an idea of obesity, whether it's present, is by recording the body mass index. Although there are definitely major limitations to this, particularly if you've got muscular individuals could be wrongly classified as obese because the weight will be higher not because of the fat tissue but because of the muscle tissue. But it can be a indicator, gives a kind of ballpark figure, and may even be useful in looking at those who are underweight. But we do need to know how it's calculated, and that's by dividing your weight in kilograms by your height squared. So height times by itself. If you do that calculation, a value greater than 30 would be used to indicate obesity. So is limited, but may give you your starting point. But we know there are definitely things that we can do to reduce our risk of obesity and to keep weight under control. So, obesity is linked to a high fat diet and lack of physical activity. So we know there'll be so many different reasons why that will be the case for every individual, but those are the root causes from a biological perspective. So, to address that, the energy intake from diet should limit the fats, particularly the saturated fats, and also the free sugars. Mostly because fats they have a high calorific value, so you're taking in a lot of sugars, a lot of carbohydrates, and those free sugars they don't require any metabolic energy at all to be expended as your body digests them. So, physical activity, the reason why it's so good for our health, in particular our heart health, is because it increases the amount of energy that we use up, our energy expenditure when doing digestion, when doing daily activities, and that will help to preserve the lean tissue. We know as well that it will help to reduce some of those major factors for cardiovascular disease. So it keeps our weight under control, it can help to minimise stress, reduce the hypertension, the prolonged high blood pressure. It can even improve those blood lipid profiles, so increasing your HDL to LDL ratios. So let's try some past paper questions, so some calculations and some knowledge and understanding questions. So part A is a calculation. So the table below contains information about 5 obese patients who attended a weight loss clinic for 12 weeks. Okay. We've got the height, we've got the starting weight, the starting BMI, the final weight, and for P through S, the final BMI. And what you need to work out is the final BMI for patient T. Okay. So we've got the final weight for 94 kilograms. Their height is 1.9 metres. So 94 divided by 1.9 squared. So remember, if to put 1.9 squared or 1.9 times 1.9 in brackets in your calculator, so that will give a final BMI value of 26 or 26.0. Okay. So in terms of the decimal places, here you're told not to accept answers to more than one decimal place. So if you're not sure how to State your value, look at the numbers you already have in the question. So copy the format and the number of decimal places that are used within the question itself. Okay. Part 2 was to state why patient Q was still classed as obese after the 12 weeks. Okay. Well, that's because their BMI is still greater than 30. Okay. And B, explain why all the patients were advised to exercise regularly to increase their weight loss. So, essentially, what is the benefit of physical activity? Well, it's all about increasing the energy expenditure, increasing respiration rates, using up those stored fats. So, again, some different options, except exercise burns fat, except exercise increases metabolism. The last one, a little bit cautious, but you could have said increases HDL or HDL to LDL ratio and so removes fat, as long as you made that link between the ratio and the reduction in fat. Okay. So do not accept exercise increases their muscle to fat ratio. So well done, everyone. You have made it to the end of physiology and health. Any questions about absolutely any of the topics, leave comments, let me know, and I'll try my best to help you.